Trading stock accounts. The data entry of trading stock transactions in Ledger Assistant differs from other Ledger products you may have used. It does not have opening or closing stock accounts in the account chart, and you are not meant to create those. The opening balance of the account for reporting purposes is taken from the previous year account balances. The opening balance of the trading account in Assistant should be entered as the prior year closing balance. For illustration purposes, we will enter some sample trading transactions so we can produce a comparative trading stock account report for the year 2012 with a comparative column for the 2011 year. We will open the ledger in the 2011 year so we can enter balances which will later appear as prior year balances in the report. Suppose our opening stock balance in 2011 was $10,000. Since the opening balance can only arrive from the previous year, we will use the period selector on the top right corner to select the 2010 period. We will enter $10,000 to the generic stock account 1140 called Primo Inventory. All movement in the stock accounts should be balanced to account 6990. Therefore, we will credit account 6990 for the same $10,000. Since we will not be producing a report for the 2010 year, we can skip other balances that may have been in the ledger for this year. We will go back to 2011 and check the accounts page. As you can see, the opening balance of the account is now $10,000. We have also retained an earnings amount of $10,000, which has arrived from 2010 due to the fact that we haven't provided any other balances in 2010. The opening stock balance that was entered in 2010 will not be required as we already have this balance from the 2011 year. In your data entry of the trial balance from other systems, you will simply post the opening stock balance amount from the trial balance to account 4300. Suppose we had $5,000 worth of purchases and our closing stock was $11,000 in the 2011 year. Since we already have $10,000 as an opening value, we only require posting the movement in the stock account. We will post this $1,000 to account 1140. The balance always goes to account 6990, which is the closing stock adjustment. Let's check the account balances. As you can see, the closing balance of the stock is now $11,000. Let's now close the 2011 year and enter transactions for the 2012 year. Suppose this year we had $7,000 of sales, $3,000 of purchases, and the closing stock was $12,000. We enter the sales as the following two transactions. Account 5110, $7,000 credit, and account 1850, $7,000 debit. We register purchases with these transactions. Account 6110, $3,000 debit, and account 1850, $3,000 credit. Now, instead of entering transactions manually for the closing stock account, we can utilize the closing stock adjustment wizard. This can be done by clicking on this button and selecting Closing Stock Adjustment. In the Closing Stock Adjustment wizard, we simply enter the closing balance and click on the Transfer button. The program will work out the movement for us and generate the following journal. 1140, $1,000 debit, 6990, $1,000 credit. Account 6990 will adjust our purchases, and therefore in the report we will see $2,000 of purchases, this being the difference of $3,000 and $1,000. In this case, the original purchases have to be $4,000 in order to appear as $3,000 after the increase of stock by $1,000. Let's check the accounts page. As you can see, we now have our $12,000 in stock. We can check our entries in the financial report. Click on the financial report link and select Trading Profit and Loss Report. The report shows our opening value of $10,000 in 2011 with a closing balance of $11,000, which then rolls to a closing stock balance of $12,000 in the 2012 year. We have $7,000 of sales and $3,000 of purchases. I will recap what I've said. When making trading stock transactions, do not create opening or closing stock accounts. Post opening stock balances in the prior year as a closing balance. Always balance transactions to the stock account 6990 and use the closing stock adjustment wizard to work out the stock movement during the year.